Good morning, everybody. Cowboy here. We have Gus Demos here. Cuss with Gus, another episode where we get to just sit here and cuss our mouth off and, yell about things that really probably should be yelled about more often, if you ask me. In the meantime, go to the description, couple of links in there you want to check out. You have this show brought to you by Algo Factory. There is a link in there for a free algo. Click that link and you'll get the algo. Also, you have Perpetual Assets. That's Gus's company. If you're somebody who wants to have a say in what happens with your retirement funds, it has to be a qualified account, if I'm not mistaken, and you can actually control that rather than giving your money to some schmuck who doesn't care about you and is just using your weekly or monthly 401k contributions as exit liquidity for his Wall Street buddies. That's just a theory of mine. Go ahead to perpetualassets.com, talk to Gus. He will get you sorted. Gus, how you doing?
Fucking not. It's become unpalatable to fucking put up with this fucking or listen to this bullshit, watch this bullshit. It's fucking disgusting. It's fucking.
What do you mean? I don't know what you're talking about.
So within the last 72 hours, it surfaced that one of the cybersecurity chiefs for Israel was arrested in Las Vegas. I think it was 7 people or 8 people arrested total. 7 have hearings. This fucking pedophile motherfucking scumbag was allowed to get on a fucking flight and leave for fucking Israel. So you have the Las Vegas PD has him fucking dead to rights in a fucking major sting operation. They arrest them all. This fucking cocksucker makes his Netanyahu Mossad fucking call, and the interim federal prosecutor, who's also an Israeli-born fucking Jew, it lets him go, cuts him loose, and lets him get on a flight back to fucking Tel Aviv from fucking Vegas. So you have, not only is there a right of return for fucking pedophiles, but you have them coming to our goy countries, raping kids and then leaving. It's like a vacation. It's like, I'm gonna come to this goy country, molest some fucking goy kids, and then fucking hightail it out back to fucking Tel Aviv. And your government, which is completely infiltrated with fucking people use the term dual. Listen, it's time to cut the fucking bullshit. There is no dual loyalty. There's a single loyalty. So the Jewish loyalty is not, oh, I'm an American citizen, I'm an Israeli American citizen, dual. Oh, where's their dual loyalty? They're only loyal to other Jews. Like, it's time to cut the fucking bullshit. So this bitch cut him loose because she's Jewish. He's Jew. Imagine if any other group on planet Earth fucking acted this way and got away with it so in your face and blatantly. Like, and they protected themselves at all costs. They called you names for noticing it, for having a problem with it. At this point, it's I don't know. I don't know how much more the population is going to fucking put up with it. Like, I just don't know. There has to be a point where we're like, holy shit, we have a Jewish oligarchy. Our government is infiltrated at every single fucking level. And these people, international Jewry, treats the rest of especially the Western. I don't know if they'd be able to pull this shit off in China or Russia or some of the Eastern countries. I don't think they would have let a fucking little child molester go back to fucking Tel Aviv. But there's no question, dude, in the Western countries, or NATO friendly countries, or whatever, they do as they please, dude, with immunity. Like, again, if we can't protect our fucking kids, like, what the fuck is this all about? Like, what are we trying? I was talking with the barber. My barber is kind of like not a normie Republican, but he doesn't go all the way down the rabbit hole at times. And I'm like, at this point, what are we trying to preserve? Like, if Jewish spies could fly into our country, rape our kids, and then fly back, like, what the fuck are we trying to save exactly? Like, I don't, like, what civilization or culture or society are we trying to preserve?
Yeah,
The
we
one
we
that
actually use the term grape because with the G, because we're on YouTube and they'll kick us out for using the R word. Um, but which kind of sucks. But at least we're able to still say everything else we're saying, right?
bro, the I don't know why anyone's participating in this shit anymore. Like myself included, I guess. Like so this is too in your face. This went public in the last seven. Like I said, if you go to Twitter or Rumble, it's all over the place. Like you type in Israeli Las Vegas pedophile or Israeli, and the prosecutor's name. She nuked her per. So then they started posting her person, the prosecutor, the interim is Israeli-born U.S. federal prosecutor Sagal Chahat or whatever the fuck her name is. She started nuking her personal account because it was all about genociding fucking Arabs. So this is a federal prosecutor for the U.S. government. She's an Israeli-born fucking bitch, and so she has her federal account that she uses. This is how she's trying to spin letting this pedophile go back to Tel Aviv. And then she has her personal account, and her personal people were sending screenshots of the last 3 years of her personal account, and the last couple of years of her personal account is all like kill them all, slaughter everything that moves and got like these people are like rabid dogs. Like, and this bitch is in charge of who the federal government in the United States prosecutes. Like it's again, it's so blatant now at this point and so in your face. You have they are the oligarchy. They are the ruling class. Like I said, and we're slaves. We're slaves. Everyone's been pulling out their hair. Oh, is it the elite? Is it the bankers? Is it this? Is it that? Like, yeah, it's international Jewry. Like that's who's behind this whole fucking thing, and always has been. So I don't give a fuck if any other group colluded like this. If a Greek cut another Greek loose on U.S. soil, if Gus Demos cut Stavros Girenkakis and let him fly back to Athens, like, dude, I would be in handcuffs. Like, the Greek would get fucking thrown in a cage immediately. And this, I don't give a. At this point, dude, we're way past it. Are you Irish? Are you Greek? Are you Mexican? Are you Chinese? Dude, only one group in this country gets like total immunity. Like, and we're not talking about like the last year, they've been pouncing on people putting multiple places on their mortgages for primary residence. Like, we're not talking about fucking with a mortgage bank contract. We're talking about fucking raping kids now. Like, this is shit. Throughout human history, the village would take the person to the top of the village and slit his fucking throat. Like, these people are to be eliminated from society. And we have this fucking group flying in, taking vacations, diddling fucking kids' penises, and then fucking going back to going back to spy on us. Like he gets back to his cyber security post in Tel Aviv. This is a fucking joke. Like, this is a fucking joke. So I don't know how many more things the population needs to see. Like, you see Tel Aviv has a 25% homosexual population. You pull up the pedophile map of Israel. You pull up the fact they have Israel has universal health care and free university that the Goy are paying for. So you go into their country, we're financing everything. They get free everything. They get to come to our countries, conduct their crimes and scams, and then they get to go back. So yeah, bro, like, honestly, fuck Trump. That's where we're at in the story. Like, fuck these people.
But Gus, how can you say that? I mean, there's so many wins and victories, bro. I mean,
brother. No, we've crossed the Rubicon as it pertains to oh my God, don't say that, you might be called anti-Semitic. Like, dude, fuck these pedophile fucking scumbags, these fucking Turk street merchants. Like, no, enough of this.
It's not antiseptic to me, bro. Sounds
dude, I don't fuck them. Like, no, fuck you. And if it was if they were decent people, they would come out and fucking demand this guy's head. If they were decent people, they would drag Roman Polanski back after fucking another one. 40-year Harvey Milk's another one. So you start to notice a fucking pattern here of one group is another Jewish pedophile. They've named Navy ships after another Jewish pedophile's been. Dude, they tried naming a Harvey Milk Navy ship. Like, this guy was fucking 12-year-olds. Like,
that's ironic.
Dude, think of Roman Polanski's been at large since we were fucking born. Like, this guy's been on the run. You're trying to tell me that if one of us three were running in France, hanging out in vineyards in Italy or France, they wouldn't bring us back? Like, give me a fucking break. Give me a fucking break. There's one group on planet Earth that have immunity from dude. He drugged and anal raped a 13-year-old, and this guy's fucking been on the run for 50 years. Like, not by the way, not on the run, like growing a fake mustache in Malaysia and hiding in the jungle, like on the run in Paris and London. Like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, no, dude, enough. I don't give a fuck. At this point, no, and if they had, as a group, as a tribe, if they had any fucking decency, they would demand the heads of these people. So you never would see a Greek group sticking up for a Greek pedophile. You would never see it.
It's unconscionable for any group, anywhere, any normal person. It's unconscionable.
Dude, the ADL was founded to free and protect Leo Frank. He raped and murdered a little Goy girl. Like, he was convicted 12 jurors, and 3 of the jurors were Jewish. So the ADL was founded over 100 years ago to protect a pedophile murderer just because he was Jewish. Like, so every other tribe would take this evil and they would fucking take care of it themselves. This tribe puts the tribe before anything, dude. Like, there is no, that's what makes them, that's why there's 109 countries, over 1,000 times. That's what makes because the other tribes, the other groups, it doesn't matter if it's religion or race or whatever, they can't believe that this tribe would shelter people who are so fucking evil. Like, they can't. It's unfathomable to the other tribes. Like, wait a minute, what are you protecting now? Like, so that's what this is all about. It's about, holy shit, you guys can't self-regulate. Like, the first group in danger in prison, and it doesn't matter if it's federal or county or whatever,
it's pedos.
First people, dude, they get fucking killed fast. Yes. Yeah. So it doesn't matter if you're black or Latino or Aryan.
No, it doesn't matter.
Whatever. Dude, you're a pet. You get in there as
you're a pedo or a rapist. You're done, bro. You're done.
They come after them. Every other group. People have. This isn't about Arab. This isn't about Christian. This isn't about Latino, Black, Greek, Italian. It doesn't matter. Every other group views it as such a high crime that they fucking slit throats themselves. Like, we don't want this person in our tribe. This is pure evil. But this group, for some reason, dude, and that's why animosity develops towards them. It's clear, actually. Like, and they, rather than acknowledge that their tribalism and their nepotism is the actual cause of the problem, that they protect the most evil degenerates if they're in their tribe, because every other tribe self-regulates. Rather than acknowledge that, they get mad at all the other tribes for noticing it. Like, wait a minute, well, like, oh my God, you sound like Hitler. You sound like Hadrian. You sound like all these other people booted them throughout history. Like, so the Spanish Inquisition. Yeah, I'm sure you were sitting there dingling your thumbs in 1492, and the Spaniards just decided it's time to boot you. Like, get the fuck out of it. Like, so that, like, you, even while you watch speeches like Randy Fine, we've been kicked out of every. Maybe it's because you were protecting pedophiles. Maybe. I mean, just a thought. Maybe because you were clipping fucking coins. Maybe it's a thought. Maybe because you were poisoning fucking water wells. Maybe it's just a thought. Like, it's, dude, no, enough. Like, so I don't know how long we're going to continue to play ball with this system, all of us. Like, at this point, it's not about Gavin. It's not about JD Vance. It's not about Ilhan Omar. It's not about
none of that shit matters. That's all window dressing.
That's all fucking, dude. That's a fake soap opera.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Fake fucking soap opera. If a certain group of people get fly into our country,
don't you believe and trust the plan? Don't you see that this is 3D chess? That they let this guy go so that it's like a catch and release, so they can monitor him and then take down the larger deep state? Don't you see that, Gus? It's clearly evident.
That's the best part of it. It's like he had to get back to Tel Aviv to get back to his life of spying on us. So this guy,
isn't it funny, the irony of a cyber security expert getting caught? It's hilarious.
Well, what does their doctrine say about doing such things with kids? Does their doctrine have anything?
3 years old. The Talmud is 3 years old. Yeah. They don't want you diving into the major thing to understand is that's even why I named my shit Goy today. It's like, you have to understand, they view, and they don't like saying this out loud. They view the 8 billion Goy, the non-tribe, as just mindless cattle that are there for them to be manipulated, like, and fooled and deceived and blah blah blah. So they think we're fucking dumb. And if you're not retarded and you speak up about what you see, then they try to tar and feather. That's why the Hitler story was so important to them. They needed something to shut down the evil for the crimes they commit, all the bullshit they do, all their scams, all their banking, all their fucking bullshit. That story was able to gag the rest of us for 80 years now or whatever, and they needed that story. But before him, it was the Russian czars. Like, again, you could pull up about 70 years of Jewish publications talking about how evil the Russian czars are. So they had a boogeyman even before. They always have a boogeyman. The boogeyman is required to not allow you to have a problem with evil. So, but again, I've said it for the tranny shit. I'll say it for this shit too. If we've reached a point in a society where we're okay with people fucking our kids and then getting on fucking private jets,
then we deserve what's coming.
Dude, fuck it. Fuck this place. No, fuck this place, man. Fuck this fucking place. No.
The most heinous thing, and I don't know if you guys probably discussed this already before I hopped on, was that he did meet with the FBI and the NSA right after, and they let him go. It's just
well, according to this, it says not only did he waive his Miranda rights, but Netanyahu's cyber chief, Tom Alexandrovich, openly confessed to his crimes to police after they arrested him. This is actually, this is right off of Joaquin Flores' page, right? Wow. It says, but then, magically, he was released after posting bail and allowed to return to Israel. And there is no information today indicating he will be tried or held accountable for his crimes while in the U.S. Police said he used an app widely known to be used by child sex predators. I wonder who made that app.
Another tribesman. So the key is, and I've said this before, that there wasn't one Epstein. There's 1,000 Epsteins, and there's a chance that this guy was another type. Like, not only is he in cybersecurity, but what they do, dude, the system runs on fucking blackmail. Like, it's just that fucking simple. So, I'd be curious to see the list of the 7 other people that are also on the list. Maybe they're of some, level of importance as it pertains to business or politics or law or whatever.
Well, that's when they met with the other guys, the NSA, CIA guys, they met him in the jail cell afterwards, because that's probably the guys who were with him.
Dude, at this point, what's the whole point of these sting operations anyway? It's like It's like the system is trying. What are they're like running pranks on each other. That's basically what it is. It's just running pranks.
It's like
on each other.
international
Like, what is the
jackass.
point, man?
Well, again, to think that the system. I've said it a million times, and I'll say it again because a lot of people are still. They're in refusal to believe. They think some people are dumb enough to think the system runs on incentives at this point. There's no way you get 95% of Congress sucking your dick and clapping to a foreign leader and, oh yeah, kill all these fucking Arab kids. Like, you don't get that with a few APAC donations. Incentives are the lowest form of power. The highest form of power is violence, or violence is definitely the highest, the threat. Like, we'll just assassinate your whole family. That's level one. Level two under that is blackmail. And most people will cave to blackmail. Most people. Like, so the system runs on level 1 and 2, not on 3. 3 is like window dressing, like take your 50 grand and shut the fuck up. Like, or whatever the number is. But to get everyone, all the members, Senate and House, to shut their fucking mouths about all this, that it's blackmail and threats, 100%. And we can't, it's hard to believe it's come to this, but really, I can't believe I'm about to say this, but it's true. The Democrats, the average Democrat voter woke up to this before the Republicans. The Republicans had to see Trump do the same bullshit the last 8 months before they started waking up to it. They're like, holy shit, this guy's Israel's bitch. The Democrats woke up to it because, as I said, for 10 years, they were allowed to be screaming children in cities and universities. So these screaming children that were allowed to say, oh, kill Whitey, blah, 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 figured out first, like, wait a minute. We've been trying to say kill Whitey for 10 years. You had no problem with it. The minute we have a problem with the bagels, the minute we have a problem with everything's being kosher because we have to kill babies, like, then you shut us down in 5 minutes. So the average liberal figured it out first. The problem is the liberal oligarchy, 80% of Jews are fucking vote more. It's like 80 since the Bolshevik Revolution. They are the most dependent. They are the most correlated group with voting left, dude. For 110 years, the only group that
if you're somebody that suffered under real government tyranny and whatnot, and
pull up United States Jewish voting results, whatever, and there's like
it's a 99% Democrat.
It's 80 to 95% for the only group more reliable for the left was black women. Like, right under black women is Jews. Like, so the problem is the left's oligarchy, academia, finance, media, is controlled Jewish. So the foot soldiers who've been told the woke shit revolted and said, what the fuck? The irony is that Bernie's in charge of it or whatever. But you see what I'm saying? They control the opposition too. So the entire left, the lawyers, the bankers, BlackRock, the media companies, they're all fucking obviously in on it. But the foot soldiers, the 20-year-old, the Antifa fucking pansies, all the young foot soldiers, they weren't in on it. They turned. They're like, wait a minute, we do have over. I think it's like the Soviets after Stalin's death. The Soviets after Stalin's death turned on them a little bit. And that's how you got them hating the Soviet. So Israel started hating the Soviet Union once it realized the Soviet Union wouldn't back them for everything. Mm-hmm. And that's when, so the first, how the Soviets got the nuke. So it was all Jewish spies, the Rosenbergs, and they executed for fucking treason. So they got the tech from the United States, Jewish spies. But then Israel turned on them when they wouldn't support their, conquest of the entire Middle East. And I think that's sort of what happened with the left. the brown kids, the Arab kids, all these kids that they imported into the country, told to kill whitey, turned on them, and they weren't expecting it. I mean, and that's when you saw them flip on a dime. Oh, Bill Ackman loves Republicans now. Like, really? Do you? They were saying kill whitey for 20 years. You didn't care. But like, so that's what happened. Our side, our foot soldiers, didn't start seeing it until, and you still have the fucking, cat turd retards of the world. Oh, Trump's the yeah. Oh, all right, dummy. Our side didn't see it until the last 8 or 9 months. Now it's just blatant. Like, this guy, dude. Again, he washes Netanyahu's dirty fucking laundry. Like, this is a joke. This whole thing's a fucking joke. So
this is symptomatic, and here's a problem. It's like you see this death cult embedded in pretty much so many different stratas and whatnot, and it's the Kabbalistic Zionist faction that is so embedded and poisoned the larger group. And folks, I'll be very straight with you. There's several thousands and tens of thousands, even very large populations of Jews that are against this, what's happening with Israel, the Israeli government, that are against Zionism. In fact, there was a whole faction, there was a whole group of Jews that actually flew to Iran and from New York, and they flew to Iran to denounce Netanyahu and the Israeli occupation and whatnot. So it's like you're dealing with a cancer that's so embedded. It's going to be very hard differentiate. I think it was Andrew Schultz, right? He had a joke. He's like, "Hey, if China invades Taiwan, who do we know is the bad guys? How can we tell?" So that becomes the broader problem here, is that the Zionists versus the non-Zionists, because there's a lot of great people that don't ascribe to this at all. They hate what's happening. So that's the problem we're facing here, man.
The problem is actually what Winston Churchill wrote an article about in 1920. And the article of Winston Churchill, this is the hero of World War II, the lion, all that bullshit. The article, and anyone could pull it up themselves and read the whole fucking article, is called Bolshevism versus Zionism and the Fight for the Soul of the Jewish People. And anyone could read it themselves.
Bolshevism versus Zion. It's like the fucking same thing.
Google. No, they're not the same thing. Google Bolshevism, Zionism, Winston Churchill or something, and it'll come up. So you could pull. It's a famous article, but they've done a good job hiding it the last 100 years. But it exists, I can assure you. So the issue is that Zionism is the nationalistic. We're proud of being Jewish. We have to take this land. Blah. That's their nationalism. Like that, and that's the Zionism is the sales pitch that they were once at one point trying to align themselves with the Mussolini early on. Like, it was the same Mussolini type mindset. The reason, guys, you have to understand, the reason Mussolini isn't that vilified, he's slightly vilified, but Franco and Mussolini aren't as vilified as Hitler. Hitler pointed the microscope directly at them. Mussolini and Franco, sorted, not to the extent that the Germans did. So why am I saying that? Because Zionism tried aligning itself with the Franco philosophy or the Mussolini philosophy. The Bolshevism lined himself with the downtrodden, kill whitey, blah, blah, blah. So the Bolshevism, you could, read the article. He's right about it 100%. Again, this was buried in later years, but it was Bolshevism takes the downtrodden and unites them against whitey, and Zionism takes whitey to help them kill Arabs. That's the whole scam. They only give you two fucking options. So you didn't see Bolshevism under G.W. Bush or Reagan. You saw Zionism. You're seeing it again now. But then when they turn off the Zionism, they need whitey to kill the Arab. They turn on the Bolshevism lever. Hey, get white. It's all whitey. So it's an instigation. They get the brown, black, Muslim, whatever, people hating whitey. And then whitey's pressure release valve is Zionism. you were right about these brown people. We have to bomb them, like blah, 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 blah. Like, that's the whole scam. The scam is an instigation of Goy. They just instigate between Goy. And the whole time you don't see Bolsheviks throwing Zionists under the bus. Usually, even Bernie, like, oh, the the savior of the left, even Bernie won't go after them totally. You know, Bernie's like, well, you know, genocide is a technical term. We can't really call, like, dude, he's tippy-toeing around the friends in his fucking synagogue. Like, cut the bullshit. Like, it's obvious. Like, and the Zionists are the same way. The Zionists never turn around and totally. The Zionists have a problem. If you notice, Marx, Trotsky, and Lenin were all of the same tribe. Like, so it's the same fucking thing. They don't hold themselves accountable. Them being Jewish is the most important thing to them. Like, so before they're Zionists, before they're Bolsheviks, before they're Americans, before they're English, they're Jew. That's their identity. Like, Jewish is their identity, period. So everything else is window dressing for Goy. Like, I believe this, okay, whatever. Like, then hold your own accountable. Even Ben Shapiro won't go out of his way to say, yeah, you know, Jews kind of vote 85% fucking left. Like, yes, the Bolsheviks, yes, the Jews were behind it. They were literally flying in. They were flying them in from fucking New York and training them in from London to go into Russia for the revolution. Like, it was all Brooklyn. I mean, bro, enough of this fucking bullshit. Like, no, it's exhausting. It's exhausting because it's like trying to nail. I'm stealing this quote, but it's accurate. It's trying to nail Jello against the wall. Like, it's like there's always some slippery, like, okay, whatever. Like, but again, look at now. Tell me if you notice on the Bolshevik side of the scam, if you notice outrage over this pedophile, and the answer is no. You won't see it. Maybe you'll see a few comments here and there, but you won't see significant, like, demands. Fly this child molester back to the United States now. Like, you won't see that. Dude, the left was behind protecting Roman Polanski and Harvey Weinstein and all the rest of these motherfuckers. Like, so the loyalty to the tribe comes above all. The everything else is, you know, secondary, or, you know, it's not as urgent or as much of a priority to them.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes. Oh yeah, the Polanski thing. We've been fucking very. We've all been confused about it for so long, but now it was a missing piece of the puzzle. But now when you put it all together, like, yes, now this makes more sense.
Yeah. Hey guys, I have to drop off. You guys keep going. I have like an appointment to run to.
Yep. Enjoy.
Yep. Thanks. Keep going.
Go for it, V. See you, bud.
Yep.
So again, at some point, but again, this is me more pie in the sky wishful thinking, but at some point, the same people that we despised the last 10 years, you know, the purple-haired beaver bumper that we've made fun of, and, you know, her and Cletus from Red Alabama have to come to terms and be like, holy shit, you know, they've enslaved us all. They have us fighting up. They fooled us into fighting about pronouns while we've all become their bitch. Like, so again, maybe that's wishful thinking, but, you know, that's the only way, you know, it stops. The other scenario is, fuck it, let it all collapse. You know, let the empire crumble, and, you know, what the fuck are we trying to save? Fuck them all. But I'm seeing the comment. Polanski is 92. Yeah, well, he's 92, but he lives on human blood. So,
well, 92-year-olds fit just inside a wood chipper as easily as a 35-year-old. So
yeah, I think those are the two best outcomes. The system, the empire falls, or people put aside their differences and say, yeah, listen, enough of this. Sever all ties with Israel. Shut the doors on, you know, and that would come with, you know, the breaking up finance. getting rid of dual citizens from any position, any federal position in this country. If you hold 2 passports, you shouldn't be in Congress. You shouldn't be a federal judge. You shouldn't be a prosecutor. Get the fuck out of here. Like, no. So these are dude. 95% of voters on the left and right can agree on shit like that. Like, that's not something that should even be up for debate. Dual citizens, that's how fucking blatant it's become. Why the fuck is a federal prosecutor a fucking dual citizen? Why the fuck are members of Congress showing up in foreign military fucking uniforms? It's just, dude, it's become too much. It's become too much to fucking bear, and it's unbelievable.
Well, imagine if it's only one particular type of dual citizen. Imagine if it was a Russian dual citizen and all of this just happened. How would that play in the news?
No, to your point, the difference is no one else is trying to protect it. It's not important to anyone else except that tribe. Like the rest of us, it's not. If there was a Greek dual citizen, a Russian dual citizen, a Somalian dual citizen, it's not like the rest of the country would be like, oh my God, you're trying to kick Greeks, Russians, and Somalians out of Congress. It's like, dude, you're a dual citizen. Like, imagine if someone showed up in a fucking Russian military uniform to Congress. Like, what the fuck is going on here? So it's just too blatant, dude. Like I said, I don't even think it's chutzpah. I think it's just delusions. They think they're indestructible at this point. They think they can't be toppled.
Well, I think it's reasonable for them to think that. Look what just happened.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not. If you could get away with murder and rape and molesting kids, you could get away with anything. Maybe that's why they've reached a point where we're untouchable. We could commit the most evil acts and you can't stop us. And maybe, maybe that's why the chutzpah is now at level 10, because no other group, I mean, again, what mystifies me is the silent, if they don't support acts of evil, they're silent about it. And that is unique. That is unique to their tribe. No other tribe is like that. And it's, I don't know, I don't know if it's fucking nature versus nurture. I don't know if they're born that way. I don't know if the mommy and daddy teach them it's okay to suck foreskins. I don't know what the fuck would they get it from, but no other tribe is so adamant about protecting evil. And someone mentioned in the comments, and yes, the reason Madoff was finally fucking neutered is because he stole from other tribesmen. That is that is punishable by death for them. So you're allowed to fucking totally rob the goy, but if you rob within the tribe, you're to be murdered. So again, it's ethnocentric, fucking nepotism level, off the charts, like no other group on planet Earth.
And anytime you confront that group, they scream racism, and yet it seems as if they're the ultimate racist. By if everything we're saying here is how it is.
No, I mean, bro, listen, don't get me wrong. Every group, are the Irish proud of being Irish? Did were my mom and dad happy about Michael Dukakis for a week? Like, is a black person more likely to be pissed about all these are reasonable things, like slight pride or whatever, but once you start covering for evil, like that's level, like I said, that's next level. It's reached your tribal preferences have reached you are complicit in the evil at that point. Like, it's like I would never expect to see an Irishman, a Spaniard, a Chinaman, an Indian, any other group on planet Earth to say, yeah, you know what, we gotta protect that murdering rapist. Like, we gotta have our lawyers form a special anti-defamation league to protect those raping murderers. Like, dude, what the fuck? Like, so there's but again, go back to the meat and potatoes of, all right, great, now what? How do we get out of this? Whatever. The only way I see it is a joining a joining of both sides of the soap opera. They've put the Western population, and like even now, dude, you watch the same fucking rabid Zionists. You watch them like talk shit about, oh, there's too many Muslims in France. There's too many Muslims in the UK. It's like, motherfucker, they're there because you guys fucking brought them there. Like, they're there. They weren't there 100 years ago. They started migrating in after you started toppling their fucking regimes in the Middle East. Like, so you again, that's why the Zionism is the pressure release valve for the Western native populations. So as the Western populations are getting irritated with all the migrants and all this, that you'll see the Zionists on Twitter say, "Oh, there's way too many Muslims in London." Oh, maybe we should send them back to Tel Aviv then. like so that's part of the fucking scam. So the only way, again, outside of empirical collapse, the only other way around it is honestly the left and right looking at each other and saying, oh my God, we've been engaged in a fake soap opera. All the shit from the 60s, all the Reagan shit, all this Trump shit, all the Obama shit, it was all fake. It was an instigated soap opera to get the population at each other's throat, and while the real power hides in safety. That again, if you could get, you're never going to get 90%, but if you get 60, 70% thinking that way, like then there's a chance. Bro, you never, 3 years ago, you never would have seen Anna Kasparian go on Tucker Carlson. You never would have seen, Kanye West join Nick Fuentes. You never would have seen, so there are, there are alliances occurring, or even terms that were inconceivable 3-4 years ago. So
yeah, Kanye's been calling him out for a couple of years, and they put him in the insane asylum.
Dude, he's one. Even, dude, if you would have asked me what I thought of the Young Turks, as an example, and Jimmy Dore is another one. If you would have asked me what I thought of those people 5 years ago, I was adamantly disgusted by everything they fucking said. But now, if you watch the Jimmy Dore show or Sink on Piers Morgan or fucking Kasparian on Tucker, no, dude, they're not. They've, like I told you, they figured it out. They figured it out. They haven't figured. They might not be as awake to the Bolshevism part of it. Like, I don't know if you sat them down, if you sat Kasparian, Sink, and Jimmy down and said, oh, by the way, Chomsky's actually part of this. He's a fucking scam too. Oh, by the way, Bernie's part of this. He's a fucking scam. Oh, let's talk about Trotsky. Oh, let's talk about the Frankfurt School and who that really is.
Mm-hmm.
So if you sat them down and said, you're focused on the Zionism, that's wrong. They're all in on it together.
It's a classic Hegelian dialectic. It's giving you two sides of an imaginary continuum without the existence of any other options, which is completely fake.
The whole term, and they've covered this recently, finally people are talking about it, the whole neocon agenda was just converted Brooklyn Jews that didn't like that the Soviet Union wasn't kissing their ass anymore. So they converted from left to right. They didn't convert. They just said, oh, okay, we need whitey to kill Arabs. Like the commies in Russia aren't going to help us with it. The Chinese aren't going to help us with it. We're going to still need the West. But again, they have to, just like we've accepted the evils of Zionism, they have to accept the evils of Bolshevism. But again, everyone's close to it. Like, everyone's close to this light bulb moment, but it's, again, maybe I'm just wishful thinking, pie in the sky shit, but that's the only way out. That's the only way out.
I think if V were with us on the show, he would use his classic line and say that the economic collapse is not good or bad, but it's necessary. And I think that the light bulb moment and the economic collapse may all happen at the same time. I don't know that it's an either or. And I think that as long as people are comfortable and they're getting their paycheck and the boomers are getting their, social security, people are going to go along to get along despite what just happened in Vegas happened. I think when people get their money taken away and things get tough, that's when they're going to look for someone to blame. And the fact that we're talking about it here now, I, I mean, I get the feeling that they know it on some level. You know what I mean? You can't not know it at this point unless you're completely not paying attention.
Well, we've made this argument even during the COVID time. Like the reason people didn't show up with pitchforks and demand scalps is because at the end of the day, people they have too much to lose and they're comfortable. So they have their house, they got their kids in school, they have their 9 to 5, the NFL's on Sunday, they have their Costco, blah blah blah, bread and circus, enjoy. So the reason the population hasn't revolted to this point is they're still comfortable. They're still, afraid of what they can lose if they do revolt. And like you said, maybe maybe an economic collapse makes that go away. When there's no bread, then then they start getting agitated real fucking fast. When the food stamps aren't working at fucking McDonald's, maybe playtime's over. Like, so, maybe those things have to occur for people to rebel. Someone said it recently, and I kind of suspected it already, but they're like, yeah, I think it was that Aaron guy. He's like, I think he's Tucker's last interview. He said, yeah, he goes, I put the idea of conflict or revolution out of my mind once I saw how this population reacted to COVID. So it was like, if you'll take it up the ass for that, then you'll take it up the ass for almost anything. So
that's a good point.
Yeah, but again, when you analyze why they took it up the ass, my conclusion would be that in their mind they still have too much to lose.
Well, they got to sit at home, and they got to buy their toilet paper at Costco, and they got their stimmy checks, and the food kept coming.
Yeah. People, again, people haven't lost their shit yet at the corruption and the evil that's right in front of us because they still have too much to lose. And if that changes, maybe whatever. But again, I don't. God help the oligarchy if the population all points in one direction one day. God help them. Like when you ask me what they're really afraid of is, Tyrone, Juan, Gustavo, Mohammed, all pointing in one direction, and that is truly what they are afraid of.
You forgot Kyle and Chad.
It's all under one umbrella. They've split us into so many groups. If all the groups start pointing in one fucking direction, they got some serious fucking problems. Like, because then I said it a couple of weeks ago. I'm like, just like I analyzed the end game for the population, I kind of analyzed the end game for them, and I'm like, what is the end game here for them? Like, do they want everyone? Like, dude, Sink is a fucking. He named his show the Young Turks. Like, he's my sworn enemy that I was born. Like, he's a Turk and I'm a Greek. Like, we are. But if we're both seeing the same thing, that's what I'm telling you. If everyone's seeing one thing, it's like, yeah, they. So just like I think of the end game for us, I think about the end game for the oligarchs. I'm like, what are they? Are they going to seriously just hide in, communities, gated communities in New York and DC and LA? Like, is this their plan for how this plays out 20 years from now? Like, I don't know.
I saw a meme from one of the traders that I kind of work with is over in London, and he posted, and he's like of Middle Eastern descent, and he posted a meme like during the height of the pandemic and all that, and all the woke and the trannies and all that, and it was a Templar knight next to the counterpart from the Arab world, and they're standing facing all these crazy woke people with all the rainbows and their madness, and they look at each other and they go, one guy goes together, and then looks at the other one and goes together. You know, like, if you can unite the freaking Christians and then the Muslims, you've really done something.
Bro, I've said it before. The greatest, before, when me and you were growing up, in 2000, before woke, even existed really. I mean, it was always in the back, the boomers and the hippies. It was within the backdrop. Oh, feminism, yeah, abort your kid and grow some armpit hair, a dyke. Like, okay, so there was always that. But from 2000 to 2006, the brainwashing was aimed at us just hating Muslims. Like, it was, and I've said it a million times, I'll say it again. And there is no more natural ally of a traditional conservative patriarch, like a Christian conservative patriarchal family. There is no greater ally culturally to you than a Muslim. Like, and the fact that they took the entire US culture and even the Western culture and tried to make you hate fucking Arabs and want to bomb every single country and then stick something in fucking Gaddafi's ass and hang Saddam and all this bullshit. The fact that they put it into the culture that this is all normal and these people, oh, these are evil dictators and blah, blah, blah. Like, the woke shit was after that. So they spent years convincing Whitey, we need to kill Arabs. Like, so, and again, I'm just based on my experience, dude. These are like the most patriarchal, and Andrew Tate does a good job illustrating this. Like, these are like the most conservative cultures in the world. Like, so it makes no sense for us to dislike them. It never did. Like, so.
Well, they're conservative Asians, like from Asia, very conservative. They,
Yes.
a lot of their young people have been convinced to vote otherwise, but they're naturally conservative people. Most of the world is conservative, and I can tell you, if the shit hit the fan and the money went away, everybody's conservative.
Bro,
there are no liberals at that time.
No Chinese, Saudi, Pakistani man I've ever met is okay with a fag putting his testicles in a 5-year-old's face. Like, none.
Exactly.
None. So I don't know, they did a good job putting the fear of God in Whitey, in the early 2000s. But, it's, like I said, the best possible case scenario is for everyone to look at each other and say, "Oh my God, there's a group causing us this fake drama," and they did to do just like the propaganda was bad for us in the 2000s. Think about what women and black people and put up. Think about the propaganda put in front of them during the woke shit, like. Oh, Whitey's gonna kill you. You would ask an average black person, like, how many black people do cops shoot every year? And he's like, it's at least 1 million.
Yeah.
So
well, actually, you and I are like the same age. I'm V's age. V and I are like a month apart in age. I think you're in that group too.
Yeah, I'm 48.
Oh, yeah, you got a couple years on me, but so yeah, I'll be 46 pretty soon here. So when I was in high school, my younger sisters, who are 10 years younger, so dad had a second marriage. That's when you started getting the trophies for doing nothing. So the propaganda, in my estimation, like a switch was flipped in the early 90s. Like throughout the 80s, it was all about red Ferrari, secret to my success, all that stuff that Joaquin Flores always talks about. Like, it was all about getting money. And then the 90s hit, and it turned into like Rodney King. You started to get a lot, like all the MTV liberal shit. I remember seeing on the news in the early 90s, someone was like, they're doing a poll about what movie star people fantasize about the most, which is a weird poll in the first place. It shouldn't be on the news at all. And then they were saying, well, gay men. And I'm like, what? Why are we talking about on television who gay men and women fantasize about? That was weird. And that was the early 90s. So these are the things that stick out in my early teen years. Like, okay, this is when they turned it. They got the kids when they were in grade school. And then now that crop is starting to, mature.
I always watch, my first indicator is always music, movies, TV shows. So you say early 90s, I would lean towards it getting turned up late 90s. And the most decisive thing I remember is it went really quick. It went from Metallica, Nirvana, Pearl Jam to we're going to put all these homosexual boy bands together and ram them down your fucking throat.
Oh, for
Like,
sure.
so it turned to really gay pop music, like over, dude, I was in college on a switch, on a fucking dime. So we went from metal, grunge, like more, people who played instruments actually, to even the gangster rap was much more fierce then. Like, so it doesn't, NWA and Two Live Crew and blah, blah, blah. And late 90s, everything started getting really fucking gay. And this coincided with, think about the mid 90s. You have Gladiator, you have Braveheart, you have all these masculine movies still being made in the early and mid 90s. And then you start getting the Titanics. Like, you really need to cry in front of your girlfriend. Like,
Notebook.
you start getting all this fucking gay shit. Like, so I started noticing it. That being said, they didn't turn. It didn't get bad until Obama in that time. That definitely is when they turned up the Whitey hate yourself bullshit. So they didn't like full scale go after Whitey until 2012 or whatever. But they definitely tried making everyone a pussy for sure. That's without question. You could see the results. There's no better result than Germany and England. Germany especially. You look at Germans from 100 years ago versus Germans now. Holy shit! Like, you think of a German from the turn of the 19th century or 18th century. It's like you think of a giant fucking barbarian, Dolph Lundgren looking motherfucker. Now you think of a German, you think of Sprockets with D-Day. Remember that gay dancing Michael Myers character?
Yeah.
Sprockets with D-Day. Now we dance like, now that's our stereotype of a fucking German. So you went from this giant barbarian, man to this fucking dancing fucking homo monkey. It's like, yeah, it's insane.
That is quite the flip for sure. I'm trying to get this screen. I don't know that I'll be able. Oh wait, I'm trying to share a screen. I don't know if it's going to be possible, but it's a really funny meme about the Titanic, and it shows like how she's an old lady telling the story, and it's got a still shot of her, and she says, "I let a homeless dude cream pie me on a cruise, and then I let him drown."
Yeah, I left my billionaire boyfriend for a homeless hippie, and then I had killed him. No, but I often had the joke, especially whenever I'd go to California, and we'd be at a bar, and I'd be talking to some girl, and then her bitch feminist friend would come up and noticed I was drinking whiskey and smoked cigarettes and used profanity. And I would always say the same thing. I'm like, are you looking for a guy who cries when he fucks? Well, only because it's like, it's kind of it's a description of what they want, what the ruling class wants to do to a man. Like, you need to be super sensitive about everything. Like, yeah, you need to cry when you fuck. Like, and I would always just throw that back in their face. And it gives you it is by design. The more angry motherfuckers, and someone just posted this a couple days ago, and I saw it. I'm like, the reason they legalized weed, and I was never, I smoked weed in high school quite a bit, but after high school, I was like, this shit just makes me want to eat pizza and watch fucking movies, like. But I was never like throwing someone in jail for 10 years for weed. So as a libertarian, I kind of supported the legalization of weed. I'm like, oh yeah, whatever, it's weed. Let the hippies have it. Big deal. But that being said, it makes you fucking docile. and
yeah.
it makes you not angry and not productive. Like it's not a direct neutering of a man, but it's certainly a way to calm him down.
Oh,
So
they've weaponized it too. Like the stuff we
yeah.
had in high school, or even like junior high in the 80s, all that Mackie weed, that was, dude, their chronic stuff. It's a different game altogether. That stuff puts you down.
But you think of the stereotype, and it's true. If you're the ruling class, would you rather have a bunch of hippies with a joint in their mouth playing hacky sack at a fucking Fish concert, or would you rather have a guy in a fucking wife beater drinking whiskey with an AR? Like, so those stereotypes exist for a reason. They prefer the weed head. They prefer getting everyone stoned because you're more likely to be apathetic, not angry, relaxed, whatever. The angry, coffee drinking, whiskey drinking motherfucker, that guy might have a fucking breaking point. That guy might present a fucking problem to the system. So yeah, it all makes. They don't want stimulants. They want tranquilizers, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, I've heard it said that they're trying to basically destroy the pub culture over in the UK.
I believe it. I believe it. God forbid there's a bar fight. I mean, no, it's the feminization is real. And the truth is, the women, even the feminists, they fucking loathe it. Like they won't articulate that they verbally outspoke overtly that they loathe it, but they loathe it. That's why they leave their husbands, cheat on their husbands. I've seen some photos of a feminist and then what her boyfriend looks like, and it'll be like it'll either be some fucking 7-foot Tyrone or some fucking 250-pound Harley Davidson biker. Like, so what they tell you they want, I want someone sensitive and blah blah blah, beta, pay that, and who they're fucking is exactly the opposite. They fuck barbarians. But they tell the public that they want fucking nerds. It's just, none of it's true.
Well,
None of it's true.
There's a story that came out recently where this guy was talking to his fiance, girlfriend, I don't know. And I think maybe they were married. And this is a typical thing where, and I love you ladies, don't, this isn't putting women down. Just women have their own nature and it is what it is. And you have to kind of watch what they do and not what they say. Well, she said to her husband, she says, I really like you. I love you because you're husband material. You're not the kind of guy that I would just hook up with and party with. You're someone I'd want to settle with. And in his mind, he's like, oh, fuck, I can't stay with her. Because guys don't want to be that. Guys want to be the guy that she would let raw dog on the first night in the car. Like a
woman saying your husband material, I think, and maybe I'm wrong, is basically her, paraphrasing. It's like a woman saying, yeah, you're going to pay all my bills and allow me to be a bitch.
And not fuck anybody else.
And not do. It's basically a woman saying, you're such a pussy that, I'm going to marry you and you're going to take care of shit. I can do whatever the fuck I want because you're. It's like a man saying, I need a wife who lets me cheat on her. Like,
yeah.
I can only marry a woman who lets me beat her and cheat on her. So you're basically, I view that as docility. Yes, a man. There's a great term. I'm stealing it from someone. I'm not taking credit for it, but paraphrasing it is, women want to be desired, men want to be respected. And what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is, you don't want your fucking wife to like you or love you. You want your wife to, above all, you want your wife to fucking respect you. Like, and if she respects you, she won't talk shit to her girlfriends about you. She won't complain about you. She won't, oh, girls weekend in Vegas. Like, women who respect their husbands don't pull shit.
They don't do that shit. Nope.
No. You could like your husband and still run up 20,000 on his credit card at the fucking Bellagio. But if you respect your husband, you're not going to do that.
Nope.
And women want to be desired. They want a husband who wants them, keeps them, makes them feel desirable. Okay, this guy, he still fucking bends me over once a month or whatever. Like, so women want to be desired, men want to be respected. And I think there's truth to that. I think So when any of my buddies are like, "Oh, my wife wants to do this," and I look at them and I'm like, "It's because she doesn't respect you. If she respected you, she wouldn't, she wouldn't want to spend fucking $10,000 on a fucking purse if she respected you." Like, so it's one example. It's just like, I don't know if that makes sense or not. And
No, it does. I talk about this often, and you and I both went for women from different cultures, probably for a reason.
Yeah, well, your masculinity is embraced. There's no negotiating it. As a matter of fact, I've been with my girl almost 3 years, and the only time in those 3, I made a mistake, and I gotta get off here in the next 5 minutes, but this story is important. In 3 years, there was only one time she was a raging bitch to me, and it was a commercial came on that reminded me of my father, and I teared up a little bit. and she saw me tear up. So for about the next week or two, she didn't even know she was doing it, but I pieced it together later. For the next week or two, she was kind of being a bitch. Like, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? I'm like, what's changed? I'm like, did I put on 10 pounds last week? Did I lose all my money? What the fuck is going on
Bro,
here?
you gotta pawn that shit off as allergies, man. What do you think?
No, but when I pieced together, I'm like, oh my God, for the only time she saw me tear up, she immediately, I don't want to say disgusted, but they no longer view you as their hero, their protector. They're like, when they view you as ironclad, this guy's 10 people could bust their front door down and my man's gonna try to kill all 10 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they hold you on a pedestal. It's a matter of respect and honor and all that. The minute she saw a sliver of feminine behavior in me, she immediately is like, this fucking pussy. Like, and dude, I'm guilty. Like, there only one or two things get me emotional: my dead dad and my dead dogs. Like, those two things I'm very fucking soft about. But she saw a piece of that, and she's like, she treated me different for a few weeks, and I don't even think she knew she was doing it, but I noticed it. Yeah,
you said it right there. She didn't know. And it's, I don't know if anybody else has said this, but when your eyes get wet, what goes dry.
It's true.
You can't let them see you. I remember I know we both got to go now, but there was a girl. You never ever take dating advice from girls. Just don't. Young men, don't listen to them. But I did hear one good bit from one girl who was very hot and rather masculine. Weird. She said, never ever let a girl see you cry, ever. Not once.
It's true. They're subconsciously, just like we want the nurturing mother, wife who's amazing in the sack, but will take care of our kids. Subconsciously, they want the conquering warrior hero. They want heroes. Like, and who could blame them, right? So if they see you weak, it's like us seeing the equivalent of a woman seeing you weak is the equivalent of a man looking at a woman while the baby's crying on the floor. She's eating Haagen-Dazs ice cream, 80 pounds overweight, while your kids aren't fed. Like, and if you saw that, you'd be fucking disgusted. You'd be like, what is this fucking lazy fat bitch doing? Like, she can't take care of the kids, she can't take care of herself, she can't take care of the house. And so it's the same thing. If she sees you weak, pathetic, she's like, what a fucking loser. Like, so again, is a man caring about, parents and dogs and kids and poor? Of course we do, but I'm telling you, don't let them see you weak, because it'll get turned on you fast.
Nice, man. Well, hey, man, as always, thank you for coming on, and hopefully we get to see you again next week.
Later, brother.
Late, dude. And that's it, everybody. Go to the description. We got both the links for Gus's stuff and my the algo. I wrote it personally. You can use that link. Go to Perpetual Assets. Gus will get you sorted. Thank you all for listening. We'll catch you next time.